Big game tonight. Montreal faces off against their old opponents from the Stanley Cup playoffs last season, the Washington Capitals. Who knows what kind of shenanigans they'll get up to tonight? Will there be a bench brawl? Not like a bench brawl in the traditional sense, but a sense that they get onto the bench and brawl. Could they bring it to the locker room this time? Maybe they'll do Hell in the Cell. Whatever happens, the Canadiens have to snap this losing streak. Last game against Columbus was promising. They need to tighten it up, and somebody needs to figure out a way to allow 2 or less goals on net. Let's talk about it.
And it looks like he hasn't missed a beat.
I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try.
How am I going to recap this game? I think I have a good idea, and I'm going to spoil this game. But for those of you who wait to see my video in order to know the outcome of the game, I promise you this is probably the best way that you can ingest that information. It was an interesting game, to say the least. It wasn't a good game for the Montreal Canadiens, and I would say it wasn't a very good game for the Washington Capitals either. It was a wacky, out-of-control game with low discipline, bad defending, bad goaltending, decent offense, but just a mishmash of mistakes and, yeah, bad discipline. So the Montreal Canadiens made it look interesting for a long time, but then it became a blowout. Washington Capitals win 8-4. There's one big moment that we'll probably talk about more than anything else, and I will recap the game like I normally do, but I'm going to just recap the goals. I'm not going to talk about the bright spots, because for every bright spot and for every good thing that somebody did, they also did something completely like out of character and bad. The exception might be like Mike Matheson. Who else? Did Dobson make a mistake? Maybe Dobson didn't make a mistake. Suzuki and Caulfield had a decent game. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, no, Gallagher had a pretty good game. So we'll do the recap. I'll kind of zoom through it. Then I've watched the post game. I'm going to tell you what the players and Martin St. Louis said after the game, and I think that's a good way to conclude this video because it puts things into perspective. Now, before we get into the recap, can you consider subscribing? We're trying to hit 19,000 subscribers and then 20,000 subscribers, and we were well on the way to doing that before the end of the year. But then this happened. They're hitting a wall. Our poor Montreal Canadiens are hitting the wall. It's going to turn around. It's going to turn around, guys. If you're already subscribed to the channel, you can still help me out. Hit that like button because it does something, apparently. So, on commence avec la formation de départ. Let's see if I can find it. Let's zoom right through this. Nos attaquants, our forwards. We got Caulfield, Suzuki, Bolduc, Slavkovsky, Kapanen, Demidov, Roy, Evans, Anderson, Davidson, Veleno, Gallagher. Nos défenseurs, our defensemen, Matheson, Dobson, Struble, Hudson, Jacques Carrier. And in net tonight, Samuel Montembeault and Jakub Dobes. Montembeault starts the game, but he doesn't finish it. So they dropped the puck on this one, and in the TSN broadcast, we're already like a minute into the game as soon as they drop the puck. They're trying to finish the game before it started, and, a lot of Habs fans wish that would have happened. Slavkovsky wastes no time in taking the first penalty within, I think, a minute, right? Yeah, 58 seconds. It might have been like the second shift of the game. So the Capitals go on the power play, and they capitalize.
The draw, Ovechkin score! The great one!
Alexander Ovechkin. The Russian machine can still shoot, but honestly, you don't need an incredible shot to make this goal. Montembeault can't predict where the shot is coming from for some reason. He does not set himself up properly, and the puck goes in. 1-0 for the Capitals. So Slav takes a high stick. There's 2 other high sticks from the Habs, and there's a high stick from the Capitals as well this period. Just a high stick in first period. But before the end of the first period, Montreal is going to tie it up when Gallagher gets his first goal of the season.
Demidov, Dobson, one-time drive, rebound, puck in front, bouncing, Gallagher, they wave it.
For some reason, they didn't think that this went in for some reason, but it definitely did. And this is something, because I've seen the opposite happen. If the referee can't acknowledge that the puck went in, do they have to call it no goal? I thought that they had to observe whether or not it went in. They call it a goal, and then they review whether or not it was a goal. But the opposite happens here. They call it off. They say it's no goal. They take a look at it. It's obviously a goal. To me, this just felt like bad due diligence on behalf of the referees. But that's going to do it for the first period. Just 1-1 after one. We're going to start the second period, and it's a lot more action in the second period. So first of all, Frank makes it 2-1.
Fox trying to get the shot off, could not, as Leonard hustles, gets a new stick. Frank in, wrist shot, score!
Yeah, this is bad on Montembeault. He's going in the opposite direction where the shot is going. To Montembeault's credit, Anderson is not playing his guy on the right side and gets loose here. So they get another, not a muffin, but like an easy goal on Montembeault. One that you would hope that he would have had a glove on. And then not long after, Frank strikes again, making it 3-1 for the Capitals.
Protus to space. Frank waiting, shooting, score!
This is a muffin. Routine shot here, not particularly in a dangerous spot, certainly. Montembeault overcommits in the wrong direction and then just does not react at all like you would hope that he would react. Terrible goal, a real momentum killer, and it would be nice if the coach would pull Montembeault at this point, although that's not Martin St. Louis' MO. He likes to keep the goaltender in, give them an opportunity to redeem themselves. I understand it, but the thing is, you've given Montembeault so many chances that why would you do that? And what the hell? He actually pulls them. Like I said, he should have done this, a few other times this season, I think. He's already pulled Dobes, but like way too late. And now he's pulled Montembeault as well. I like this. And for a minute there, Montreal starts playing like they want to kill the Capitals' momentum. Veleno gets a tap in here. All he has to do is roof it over Lindgren, but he just stuffs the puck into Lindgren's pads. It definitely feels like at this point, Veleno is just never going to get a goal.
For Gallagher. Off the wall, Matheson faked the shot. Veleno shoots, score! He's got one!
Never mind. I willed it into existence. I'm happy for Veleno. Now that it's cracked open, he's going to get a goal every single game for the rest of the season. The guys on the bench were really happy for him too. That was good to see. And he brings it within one. It feels like the Montreal Canadiens could definitely come back at this point. But Montreal is caught in their zone. They're stuck defending. It looks like they're about to get the puck out when Tom Wilson goes up high on Jake Evans, catching him in the face and head with an elbow. Most of the players stop play, including the Capitals player, but Chychrun continues playing and...
Oh, that's got to be a penalty. Chychrun winds up, scores!
4-2 for the Capitals. Like, this was bizarre. Everyone kind of stopped playing. It was one-on-one, Chychrun versus Dobes. There was an obvious penalty on the play, but the play continued. Nobody had their arms up. Chychrun goes in deep and nobody's there to stop him. Dobes isn't able to find the save on this rocket. I'm getting flashbacks of last playoffs where Wilson pulled off that big check on Carrier, except that was was it a legal check? I can't remember I can't remember how I felt about that check. Carrier obviously got rocked by that check, but I mean, looking back at this hit, there's no way he even gets his elbows out. They talk so much about tucking your elbows in. This is just clear as day, catches Evans' head. And Evans would leave the game, not return. We haven't really gotten any updates on him yet, although I guess he probably is just being removed as precaution for concussion protocol. The league could take a look at this. So you think after that, all the momentum's going to be killed for the Canadiens, but no, it's not.
Little space, he'll flip. Lane Hudson cutting it. Hudson trying to drop it back. Here's Bolduc up top, one-time drive, rebound, score!
Suzuki makes it 4-3. A breakout play here. Everyone is firing on all cylinders. Hudson, very strong play, being hooked. He still manages to get it to Bolduc, who finds Carrier, who shoots. The puck deflects, gets to Suzuki, who buries it. 4-3, back within one. But then the Capitals get a lucky break when Veleno coughs up the puck, losing all his cred, and Milano is going to make it 5-3.
And he pokes it away. Here's Milano in transition. Milano cutting into the forehand.
So it goes back the other way. Carrier loses his footing. So Milano walks right past him. Dobes tries his best to get out of the way here for some reason. Just a bunch of circumstances that are very unfortunate for this to happen. But that's the end of the second period. 6 goals in the second. Just a bonkers period. The third period starts and Montreal's going to strike again.
Hudson, Caulfield, up top, Matheson, one-timer, score!
Mike Matheson making it 5-4, back to being a 1-goal game. Caulfield gets it to Matheson, who is going into the slot, and he is looking for the kill here. Top corner goal. You feel like the Habs can come back in the third period in this high-scoring game where both goaltenders for the Habs have not been playing well, and it's just been kind of just a crazy game. They take the face off, and immediately Montreal gets another opportunity. I'm convinced if they would have scored here, it would have been the dagger.
By Mike Matheson. There's Demidov looking for more with Slafkovsky. Demidov, Slafkovsky across, shot, oh, what a stop!
So Lindgren finds a miracle save on Kapanen. Yeah, if they would have tied it up here, I think that Montreal would have had all the momentum to win this game, and they wouldn't have been proud about it either. But it would have been a win, 2 points. Unfortunately, that's not what happened because this starts to happen.
Away with Ovechkin. Strome in. Ovechkin shot, score!
Ovechkin makes it 6-4. Hudson coughs up the puck in the offensive zone. He's in on a deep attack, leaving the Canadiens completely open on the back end. Suzuki's back there. He has to defend against 3 rushing Capitals players. Suzuki's unable to break up the pass. It gets through the seam to Ovechkin, and Dobes isn't able to push himself and stay vertical to make the save. Ovechkin puts it in. That's his second of the night. He is on Hattie watch. And now that I mentioned that he's on Hattie watch with the open net.
It's got a step with Suzuki. Caulfield shot. Big stop again. Pass in front. Ovechkin empty net.
Habs are trying to make a push. Caulfield goes in deep. Passes the puck to Ovechkin. And that's the hat trick on the night for the old, slow, pampered vet. So that's where the game ends. No, that's not where the game ends.
Who left the game? You hope that's not serious for Montreal's Milano. Tons of space in, shoots, score.
Milano making it 8-4. Xhekaj gets distracted here. Lets Milano go one-on-one with Dobes, who is not positioned to challenge Milano right here. Milano goes far side. And to finish the game, Dobes makes 4 or 5 miracle saves because Montreal has, the players have stopped playing at this point. Just a real awful game, one that you need to forget about. I'm glad that they have a couple of days off to forget about this one, although I wish they would win a game so I can stop feeling like this. But I think the value of this video that I wanted to bring to you is that I listened to the post-game interviews, and I think that they kind of put things into perspective a little bit. I heard a lot of things that I liked. I think that what Matheson said puts things into perspective pretty good. He says that you can blame the goalies a lot. They're having confidence issues. But when the team is giving up odd man rushes, when the team isn't tying up their guys in front of the net, like, what do you expect? They gave up a lot of odd man rushes this game, and they've been giving up odd man rushes. So that's no good. Then Nick Suzuki was asked about the hit on Evans. I'm just going to let you listen to that.
So what was your thoughts on Wilson's hit on Jake?
Thought it was a bit of charge and it seemed like it was pretty high. The refs told me that they didn't see it that way. Obviously, he plays a physical style, and thought our coaches seemed to think it should have been a penalty, and it resulted right into a goal for them. So you can only do so much with what the refs see out there, and I got to find a way to get over that, I guess.
To me, I thought that this was a good response from Suzuki. He's the captain of the team. I think that he needs to be restrained during these situations, and I think that he actually was restrained, but from what he's saying, he's mimicking basically what the coaches are saying as well. So, and I only think that he's restrained in the sense that maybe he didn't see the hit fully, because the elbow, it comes up. I think there should be more of a fuss about that. Martin St. Louis said that a lot of the problems he saw tonight was maturity issues. And I think that's true, because you can't go from playing really well to just not trying anymore. It is a maturity issue. You have to find your level and stay at that level the whole time. You can't be like, hey, I'm discouraged. I'm not going to back check like I normally do. I just forechecked really hard, like on 4 different shifts, and we didn't get anything out of it. So this shift, I'm not going to forecheck so hard. Instead of getting in front of my guy, I'm just going to try to like slash his stick and tie him up and see if I can regain puck control. It's tiresome trying to get in front of my guy and get between him and the puck. I'm just going to play sticks. Yeah, that's a lot of what I saw tonight. He was asked what's going on with the goaltenders and what he intends to do. And he candidly said, could our goaltenders do better? Yeah, of course they could do better. Could they make a few more saves? You always want the goaltenders to make a few more saves, but the players need to help them too by doing all of the X, Y, and Z things that they need to do, the foundational stuff. And he wasn't seeing that. And I agree with that. But then the reporter said, like, kind of incredulously, just how can the team, like, I can't even think of how the team can help the goaltender. How do they do that, Martin St. Louis? And listen to what Martin St. Louis said. I translated, I put some subtitles. They're in English. I created them, so they might not be fully accurate, but they're probably pretty close. Let's check it out.
On peut les aider mieux sur la glace, justement.
OK, de mettre des pucks profondes. De pas avoir moins de turnover, de se défendre mieux, de sortir la puck quand elle était à l'entour de la bleue, prendre moins de punitions, bloquer des lancers, pogner les bâtons en avant du net. T'en veux-tu d'autres?
Merci.
So it's another one of those dog's dinner type games. I'm really hoping that we see better soon. But it's a next man up mentality. You move on from these games. It's a dumpster game. You throw it in the trash. You try not to think about it too much because they did a bunch of uncharacteristic things this game that you're just hoping they don't recreate time over time over time. You're hoping that the maturity level comes up a little bit. So I'm discouraged, even though, I think that they're on the right, they have the right idea. It's a team effort, and it's the job of the coach. I will say this, it's the job of the coach to motivate the team, get them playing right, hold them accountable. And Martin St. Louis is, he's young into his tenure. He's got to do all those things. That's going to be a tough task for him. I think he's a great coach. I think that he has a strong modern sensibility to him. I think that he runs a healthy locker room and he gives those who want to succeed all the chances that he can, but he has to see from them that they are trying to succeed. So we shall see. I'm going to call it right there, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope that you're all doing all right. Thanks for supporting me through this stint of very bad games. Yeah, it is making me discouraged to see them play so poorly. Like, this is the team that I love, and I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. You don't want to see them struggling like this after finding success and kind of finding the right chemistry in order to succeed. It's like they're letting it all go, and it doesn't even really make sense. They're saying they're losing their confidence. What did they do to lose their confidence? Caulfield had like 7 shots on goal tonight. He didn't score. What's he going to do? Is he going to say, hey, I can't shoot anymore? My shot percentage is in the toilet, so I just have to stop shooting? No, you just carry on. Anyway, take care of yourselves. You know what to do. Hit that like button. It helps me out with something, I think. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. I'd love to have you as part of the community. And as always, I will see you down in the comments.